that God hates those who have hands who shed innocent blood. And you say, what does that have to do with children and so forth? Well, it has a lot to do as you track that phrase through the Old Testament, because God judged the Canaanite nations, and in this passage, he's going to end up judging Israel because they're killing the innocent, their children. You'll notice Manasseh ends up being a king. Leadership, what? Matters. Laws matter, and judges matter to make sure that those laws are executed. So Manasseh ends up being the king. He sets things in motion. They're killing their children. They're shedding their blood. And it says Jerusalem, the capital, he has filled Jerusalem with innocent blood, and the Lord will not forgive. And there was divine judgment. The Babylonians come and destroy them. And you say, well, that's just destroying them. Do you understand what it means to destroy your city? People die. You understand what that means? They put hooks in them, fish hooks, and led them in lines and marched them 900 miles back to Babylon. I don't know about you, I would just soon not be in a city or a country that ends up being destroyed. Does that make sense? It just seems like it makes sense to me. You say, well, but you gotta understand, Mark, children in the womb are not children. Well, let me ask you this. Watch this for just a second. His name's Gabriel, and he's going to be born here in another couple of months. Everything in the Bible tells us that life begins in conception. And therefore, if you've read the man code, we know that real men protect others. We use our strength to protect others. You know, one of the great vilifications of today is that men don't have any say in this. Well, just so you know, 50% of the children that are killed are boys. 50% of them roughly are girls. Not only that, all life requires what? A mother and a father in this conception process to have a child. It matters. You say, Pastor Mark, this really isn't right. You shouldn't be talking about this. Well, just so you know, even people who don't follow Jesus know there's a theological implication. Governor Newsom put this all around the country. You need an abortion, California is ready to help. Why? Because they love you. Notice they quote Mark chapter 12, verse 31. Let me read you the verse. It says, love your neighbor as yourself. How many of you remember when someone was doing something evil and they quoted the Bible in the scriptures? Do you guys remember any times like that? How about when Jesus was tempted and how he twisted the scriptures in Matthew chapter 4? Love your neighbor as yourself. There is no greater commandment than these. Isn't that interesting? He allows the plural to be part of the statement there, but these, and he's only mentioned one. What was the one that's above that? Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind. That's the first commandment. Why? Because if it contradicts what my friends think is best, I've got to always go with God first, people second. Isn't that interesting? God is pro-life.